In January 2011, a congresswoman in USA survived a gunshot to her left temple. Because language is controlled by the music, by the brain's left hemisphere, Miss Guilford's was unable to speak. As part of her arduous recovery, she underwent music therapy, which trained her to engage the right side of her brain, pairing words with melody and rhythm to bring back speech. She was able to sing a word before she was able to even speak a word. And the damaged areas of her brain were circumvented through music. In my life too, when I tragically lost both my parents in quick succession, it was music that healed me. I belong to an academically excelling family, and yet something drove me to learn vocal and tabla when I was 7, and I started performing when I was 9 years old. Despite practicing and learning music for several hours daily, I was also able to excel in academics and sports. In college, I founded Surorsas events to organize and present concerts of Indian classical music. This helped me to win several friends, and I even managed to get several encores from the rock-loving college crowd for my classical tabla solo. By creatively engaging the lone listeners into an interactive story of a mother waking up her daughter to attend lectures at college, the sleepy daughter resisting, and the mother getting angry and finally sending her to college. This kind of, and finally, this was the beginning of my journey of self-discovery. And it is creativity and innovation in progress, where I also present stories from the Mahabharata, Ramayana, Ardhanareshwar, and everyday stories that all of us can relate to in my creation called Anuradha Pal in Tabla Jugalbandi with herself. I'll say a short composition for you, something that denotes this, that the mother is in a hurry to wake up the child. She's saying, look at the time. The daughter is sleepy and she wants to go for the next lecture or miss college. So dhatrika dekita katrika dekita ding ding takita takita dhatrika dekita kata gadi ginadha. Mother gadi gintra dhatrika ding ding takita dhatrika ding dha dhatrika dekita kata gadi ginadha. Dhatrika gadi ginadha dhatrika dekita kata gadi ginadha. So this is how, this is a language of the tabla which I use to communicate the stories. And this creation is called Anuradha Pal in Tabla Jugalbandi with myself. This I have presented for the President APJ Kalam and many other dignitaries. I went on to innovate and create Sri Shakti, the first all-girl Indian classical band, and another Sufi folk band called Su Re. I play bass lines on tabla, recreating Latin, African, and jazz music in my music albums called Recharge Plus, Passion, and Get Recharged. To continue to explore, to challenge myself, to explore the unexplored horizons, to go beyond the done, and remain the humble student, forever searching, experimenting, and metamorphing in this vast ocean of music. In fact, scientists have found that music stimulates more parts of the brain than any other human function. Extensive research in music therapy have proven that playing a musical instrument or listening to music can positively enhance brain strength, brain health, and function. Music will enhance the mood, promote learning, increase intelligence, focus, concentration, and ward off the effects of brain aging, a typical problem these days. Let me share A short anecdote. I was performing in 6 cities in Brazil with my world fusion band Recharge for the prestigious Festival of India. Each performance was sold out, and the audience would clap and dance in perfect rhythm, along with Hindustani and Carnatic percussion music, which you know is among the most complicated and intricate rhythm patterns in the world. Out of curiosity, I asked one of my Brazilian friends, are they familiar with Indian music? He said, no, but music education has been made mandatory in Brazil by the Education Through Art project developed between 2008 and 2010. This research engaged 130 students aged between 8 and 16 from a public school located in a poor area in Sao Paulo, which had high rates of crime and teenage pregnancy. These students were taught by the schools to play percussion instruments. They would gather for rehearsals, participate in cultural events, visit the factories of the musical instrument where they would be made, so that they could understand and practice how to apply the concept of math, Portuguese language, physics, and chemistry. And lo and behold, the research revealed astonishing improvements in the students due to music. 95% of the students had improved self-esteem, 62% had improved relationships with teachers and friends, 73% showed improvement in academic performance. To help the students benefit from the therapeutic powers of Indian music, I created the mission Music for Wellness workshops in 2015. On the invitation of the HRD Ministry of India, I curated and presented a month-long classical music festival called Urja, featuring 75 musicians for over 3,500 underprivileged children at the National Bal Bhavan in Delhi. I especially designed the workshops to interact with students and entertain them while educating them about the nuances of music therapy, the power of Indian ragas and tals to heal diseases, and the deeper spiritual connects with our culture and Indian values. The director, Dr. Usha Kumari, and the HRD ministry was so thrilled with the children's response and the progress that they asked us to organize another week-long dance festival called last year, as they observed that the grades of the students had improved and they had their emotional, mental, and interpersonal skills had also improved with the constant exposure to our music for wellness workshops. In 2006, I was involved in the research of the relationship between music, language, and the brain with Dr. Anuradha Pal at the Neurosciences Institute in San Diego and Harvard University, USA. Findings in rhythmicity and brain research provide evidence that interaction between auditory rhythm and motor responses can be effectively employed for rehabilitation in movement disorders. Classical music engages many brain functions and enhances emotional content, memory, learning, plasticity, attention, motor control, pattern perception, imagery, and so much more. In fact, the NEP is the first policy document to clearly verbalize the importance of interaction between education and the arts, to emphatically promote local music, arts, languages, and handicraft, and to ensure that students are made aware of Indian culture and the local language where they study. This focus on including art forms in schools and higher education curriculum can result in the revival of the dying local arts and crafts and many more employment opportunities as well. All forms of music and art, friends, involve a discussion of ideas, thoughts, and experiences which lead to co-constructive experiential learning. This involves a lot of methodologies and critical thinking too. An orchestra or a group of performance is a perfect example, or even a stage performance is a perfect example of how a team of people can synergize to create a single output by imbibing a sense of collaboration and team spirit. Hence, art enhances relationships and understanding between all learning partners. I have also collaborated with many genres of music as well as allied arts like painting, poetry, etc. It is also proven that music makes us more social and actually helps us develop genuine friendships, and a collaborative approach to make us socially responsible world citizens. I continue to spread the healing power of music through my live concerts with Indian and international masters and the music for wellness workshops and festivals.